European airports grounded by ransomware, a stage IV cancer streamer was drained of $32,000 before the crypto and cybersecurity communities banded together to save the day. And now 2 Dutch teenagers have been arrested for conducting cyber espionage for Russia? What is going on? Yup, you guessed it. Welcome back to another Cyber Attack Sunday. Let's dive straight in, shall we? Hackers linked to North Korea are luring crypto and retail workers with fake job offers that deliver beaver tail and invisible ferret malware, aiming to steal data and infiltrate companies. A ransomware attack on Collins Aerospace forced major European airports, including Heathrow, Berlin, and Brussels, to revert to manual check-in, causing massive flight delays. Investigators tied the attack to Hardbit ransomware, with one suspect now under arrest. Microsoft patched a maximum severity flaw in Entra ID, formerly Azure AD, that could have let attackers hijack any company tenant and impersonate global administrators worldwide. A streamer battling stage IV cancer fell victim to a drainer hidden inside a video game, pissing off the entire internet. Even criminals were appalled. The crypto and cybersecurity communities banded together to find those responsible and donate funds so that he could continue treatments. The FBI issued an alert that cybercriminals are spoofing its official IC3 reporting portal to trick victims into handing over personal information and money. Hackers are distributing malicious apps disguised as password managers through fraudulent GitHub repositories, infecting macOS users with the atomic info stealer. A new hacking group called Comic Form, working with Sector J149, is using phishing emails to spread formbook malware against financial, industrial, and biotech sectors in Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Russia. Car maker Stellantis confirmed a breach of customer data via a third-party Salesforce service, with hackers claiming they stole up to 18 million records of North American customers. A malicious NPM package named Fezzbox was discovered hiding payloads inside QR codes, enabling hackers to steal browser cookies and user credentials from compromised machines. Jaguar Land Rover has prolonged its production halt until at least October 1st due to that cyber attack, leaving factories idle for over 4 weeks as investigations continue. A Chinese-speaking hacking group is using SEO poisoning tactics with malware called Batis to redirect traffic, steal data, and deploy web shells in attacks across East and Southeast Asia. A juvenile linked to the Scattered Spider cybercrime gang surrendered to U.S. authorities and now faces charges including extortion, identity theft, and computer intrusion. A new botnet dubbed Shadow V2 is hijacking misconfigured AWS Docker containers to power a DDoS for hire service, letting customers launch self-managed cyber attacks. Security researchers revealed flaws in Microsoft Entra authentication tokens that may have allowed undetectable tenant compromises, raising concerns even after recent patches. Iran-linked hacking group Nimbus Manticore has stepped up attacks against European aerospace, telecom, and defense companies in a widening cyber espionage effort. SolarWinds released another patch for CVE 2025-26399, a vulnerability linked to prior flawed fixes, as attackers continue exploiting the long-running security gap. European police arrested 5 suspects tied to a cross-border cryptocurrency scam that stole more than $100 million from investors in over 20 countries. CISA confirmed attackers infiltrated a U.S. federal agency by exploiting an unpatched GeoServer flaw, remaining undetected for weeks while deploying web shells and remote access tools. Cloudflare mitigated the largest DDoS attack ever recorded, peaking at 22.2 terabits per second and linked to the Isuru botnet, which targeted a European infrastructure firm. A medium-severity flaw in LibreSpa's email security gateway, tracked as CVE 2025-59689, was actively exploited by state-backed hackers via malicious email attachments before an emergency fix was issued. Casino operator Boyd Gaming disclosed a cyber attack where intruders accessed internal systems and stole employee records, along with data from a limited number of other individuals. SonicWall issued new software updates for its SMA 100 appliances to eliminate overstep malware, a rootkit linked to recent targeted intrusion campaigns. Researchers warned that attackers are bypassing iframe security controls on checkout pages with advanced overlays, enabling stealthy theft of payment card data. Hackers impersonated Y Combinator via GitHub notifications, luring developers with fake startup program invites that delivered cryptocurrency-draining malware. A newly identified malware strain called YBackdoor shows major code overlaps with IcedID and Latrodectus, raising concerns it may be deployed alongside them in targeted attacks. Attackers are impersonating Python's official package index, PyPI, with fake websites and phishing emails, tricking developers into resetting credentials on malicious portals. The UK's National Crime Agency arrested a suspect linked to RTX ransomware, the strain responsible for crippling airport check-in systems across Europe in a supply chain attack. The Shadow V2 botnet not only exploits misconfigured Docker containers, but is also integrating developer tools like GitHub Codespaces, underscoring the rise of self-serve DDoS platforms. China-linked group UNC5221 deployed the Brickstorm backdoor inside U.S. legal and tech organizations for nearly 400 days, stealing sensitive code and preparing future zero-day exploits. Casino operator Boyd Gaming reported to regulators that hackers breached its systems, compromising employee data and personal details of other individuals. Researchers uncovered Obscura, a previously unseen ransomware strain spreading through compromised domain controllers, signaling a dangerous new threat for enterprise networks. A 5-month Interpol-led operation resulted in the seizure of $439 million in stolen assets from cybercriminal groups, disrupting financial crime networks affecting thousands worldwide. A newly identified Chinese-linked group, Red November, has been tied to cyber espionage campaigns targeting governments across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Oceania, using advanced malware. A security vulnerability in OnePlus Oxygen OS allows rogue apps to read and send SMS messages without permission, putting millions of users' private data at risk. Cisco released emergency fixes for a zero-day vulnerability in iOS and iOS XE software already being exploited, urging customers to update immediately to block ongoing attacks. Neon, a top-ranked iPhone social app that paid users to record calls for AI training, went offline after a flaw exposed phone numbers, recordings, and transcripts to anyone logged in. 2 fake Rust libraries, masquerading as legitimate packages, were downloaded over 8,400 times, secretly scanning developers' systems to steal Solana and Ethereum private keys. UK retailer The Cooperative Group reported massive losses of $206 million, $250 million, after systems were shut down in April due to a scattered spider ransomware attack. Volvo confirmed that employee data was compromised in a ransomware incident tied to the Miljo data breach, which has impacted numerous Swedish organizations. A 17-year-old accused of involvement in major Las Vegas casino cyber attacks in 2023 was released into his parents' custody following a juvenile court ruling. North Korea-linked hackers are targeting global cryptocurrency developers with a new backdoor called ActDoor-T, alongside tools Tsunami Kit and Tropador in an espionage campaign. A Vietnamese cybercrime group's phishing campaign has shifted from basic info stealers to deploying PureRat, with similar campaigns spotted delivering PureMiner and Amatera Stealer in Ukraine. Researchers uncovered what they describe as the first malicious MCP server, an AI agent framework exploited to steal victims' email data. A new campaign called Forced Leak used prompt injection and a hijacked domain to trick Salesforce AI systems into exposing sensitive CRM data. Researchers exposed Vein Viper, a long-running cybercriminal group fueling ad fraud and malware campaigns with over 1 trillion DNS queries and a maze of shell companies. Cisco and CISA warned of 2 actively exploited zero-day flaws in ASA and FTD firewalls, linked to the Arcane Door threat group that enabled remote code execution and installation of new malware families Ray Initiator and Line Viper. A malicious NPM package impersonating the legitimate Postmark MCP project added hidden code to silently exfiltrate users' email communications. Microsoft researchers found a new variant of XCSet malware targeting Xcode developers, with enhanced browser theft, clipboard hijacking, persistence upgrades, and cryptocurrency transaction hijacks. Trend Micro researchers warn the latest Lockbit ransomware version is its most advanced to date, featuring stronger evasion tactics and cross-platform attack capabilities. Hackers exploited a maximum severity Go Anywhere MFT flaw, CVE 2025-135, at least 8 days before a patch was released, creating backdoor accounts in attacks linked to APT and ransomware groups. Interpol's Operation Contender 3.0 dismantled romance scam networks across Africa, arresting 260 people linked to schemes that defrauded victims through fake online relationships. Authorities in Singapore warned that Facebook is the country's top platform for online scams, pressuring Meta with potential fines over impersonation and fraud cases. Cognex disclosed unpatched vulnerabilities in its machine vision cameras that could allow hackers to compromise industrial systems, urging customers to migrate to newer models. Russian-linked APT Coldriver is delivering 2 new malware families in click-fix-style phishing attacks, marking a fresh wave of espionage activity against targeted organizations. North Korean hackers are impersonating recruiters to harvest developers' personal details, which are then used to create fake identities for illicit IT contract work. Security researchers found a trove of Indian bank transfer records left unsecured online. Fintech firm NewPay later admitted a configuration error was responsible for the leak. China-linked hackers are deploying a new variant of PlugX alongside bookworm malware in attacks against telecom and manufacturing firms across Central and South Asia. A controversial app designed to dox critics of U.S. activist Charlie Kirk suffered a data leak itself, exposing sensitive information of its own user base. Hackers are promoting fake Microsoft Teams installers through search ads, tricking users into downloading Oyster malware that provides attackers with corporate network access. And last but certainly not least, two 17-year-old Dutch boys were arrested for attempting to hack Europol systems on behalf of Russia using specialized spying devices. Wowza. And dang, give yourselves a round for sticking it out until the end. Any stories from this past you'd like me to go over? Or did I miss anything? Let me know below. For the complete rundown, check out the latest in cyber on YouTube, Rumble, and Substack.